Will Wagner lead a push against Russian President Vladimir Putin? Will this man, Yevgeny Prigozhin, challenge Putin as Russia's president and lead an insurrection with the help of his army? Currently, Prigozhin is the chief of Russia's mercenary group, Wagner. There was a time Prigozhin used to provide catering services to the Kremlin, and that's how he got the nickname Putin's chef, for organizing the elaborate banquets at the Kremlin. Times have changed so much that we are asking whether Putin's chef is cooking something amiss, whether he is trying to lead a push against Putin. And what do we mean by that? It's when a prominent person from within the ruling clan leads a rebellion against an authoritarian leader. Next question, why will Putin's chef do that? Perhaps to cater to his own ambitions, perhaps to become president. Why do you look surprised? The talks have been doing the rounds for a while now. In fact, last month, a headline in Europe screamed, "Could Wagner boss replace Putin as president?" And the answer was hidden in an interview Wagner recently gave to a Russian political strategist.
When the children of the elite apply cream on themselves and upload it to Instagram, YouTube and so on, and children of ordinary people come back in zinc coffins, teared in pieces, and when a mother cries over her son, or even I was sent a video of a father sitting near a coffin of his son, saying, "Vladimir Vladimirovich, I understand that you award generals with medals. Why did you not award my son?"
This is Wagner pitching Russia's bourgeois against the proletariat, the oligarchs against the ordinary, the Russian regime against Wagner, their alleged lack of empathy against the Wagner troops' bravery. Yevgeny Prigozhin is hinting at a revolution.
All these divisions can end in what is a revolution, just like in 1917. First, the soldiers will stand up, and after that, their beloved ones will rise up. It is wrong to think that there are hundreds of them. There are already tens of thousands of them, relatives of those killed. And there will be probably hundreds of thousands. We cannot avoid that.
Will he be the one leading this revolution? And can he? One thing is for sure, the man has the means. He commands an army of around 40,000 men. 40,000 men. There are many who will tell you that Wagner's men are more competent than Russian soldiers. They will cite Bakhmut, a city Wagner handed to Russia on a platter. It fought an 8-month-long battle and managed to win. It's not like Russians have not taken stock of this victory. And why just Russia, for that matter? Today, Bakhmut is a household name around the war, and so is Wagner. This war has made Prigozhin quite a cult figure. A, he is hitting the headlines on a daily basis. B, he is managing to grab attention with his fiery comments. C, the Wagner group is performing better than expected. And D, all of these are emboldening Wagner. One day he is throwing mud at the Russian defense minister. The next day he is fighting the governor of St. Petersburg. And on another day, headlines are accusing Wagner of attempting power grab. Have a look at this. Just last month, reports said that the Wagner boss was trying to seize control of the Russian political party. The report went on to say, and I'm quoting, Prigozhin was trying to seize control of the Just Russia party, whose leader, Sergei Mironov, recently called Wagner a heroic military formation. Well, Putin just congratulated Wagner for Bakhmut. Will Wagner try to seize Putin's seat as well? European analysts have no doubt that Wagner is trying to play a more central role in Russian politics. Some are even hinting that Wagner may take advantage of the fact that Putin has no clear successor. Wagner may present himself as a man befitting of the Kremlin. Now, if you have been following Prigozhin's career, then you may point to the fact that Putin's chef has always been loyal to his employer. And that is true. Prigozhin got where he is today by doing what the Kremlin or Putin wanted him to do. Be it deploying troops in smaller African nations or recruiting men from Russian prisons to take part in the Kremlin's quote-unquote denazification. But do you know what? Loyalty does not always last. In March this year, Prigozhin defied the Kremlin's Nazi narrative. Wagner said he was not sure if there were Nazis in Ukraine. And this is something he repeated in this recent interview.
We spoke about denazification of Ukraine. We've made them a nation known all over the world.
And there have also been reports of Wagner trying to sell out Russian troops. American media saying he was ready to leak Russia's troop location to the West. In recent weeks, we have also seen Wagner arm twisting the Russian regime for weapons, threatening to desert posts. There is a wedge between Wagner and Putin. So what could possibly stop him from playing on the emotions of the war-weary Russians, or the powerful and the moneyed who have had their assets sealed, or for that matter, those who think the war was a wrong move to begin with? You see, Wagner has a reputation, one that was built by pushing boundaries, by training troops to be ruthless. Wagner has power. And those who know the Wagner boss say he also has it in him to do whatever it takes. Does that include leading a putsch against Putin? Wagner will not tell.
Now for political credo, I love my motherland. I serve Putin.
And even if he decides to go against Putin, the road will not be easy, to say the least. Wagner may have the men, but for the arms, it is dependent on the Russian Defense Ministry. Also, it will be foolish to think that Putin will sit still as Wagner leads a push against him. Remember, this is Vladimir Putin we are talking about after all. His critics have been found dead or poisoned in some of the world's most off-radar places. How many of you knew about Salisbury before Sergei and Yulia Skripal were found left to die there? Those who managed to survive poisoning go straight to jail. We have told you about Alexei Navalny, right? Today, Wagner is praising him.
Navalny was a total douchebag, but he was very useful when some sort of head of a corporation snatched some money and Navalny started squealing about it. It was dangerous to siphon off money. And now when Navalny is in prison, there's no Navalny. So snatch the money and run away. No questions asked.
So you see what he's trying to do here? Kill two birds with one stone. Throw mud at the regime, accuse it of corruption, and also win over Navalny supporters. And that's not even all. Wagner is also presenting itself, and the Wagner chief is presenting himself as someone who is empathetic. Perhaps a better leader than Vladimir Putin.
Sabotage and reconnaissance forces calmly enter Russia and march, uploading videos, driving their tanks and armored infantry vehicles. Where's the safeguard that they will not enter Moscow? But if this sabotage and reconnaissance force comes to Rubliovka, a prestigious residential area near Moscow, maybe someone wakes up. So far as I understand, nobody gives a damn about the residents of Belgorod region.
From where I am sitting, it looks like Putin's chef is cooking something nasty. A dish that may be too bitter for the Russian president to swallow. WION now available in your country. Download the app now. Get all the updates on the move.